Hey, yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube was good. Raider Nation. All right. Hey, day one of the NFL draft. We got it in the books. You know what I'm saying? Now we are here with Mendoza. You know what I'm saying? Mendoza and also John Spytek. We got their pressers. And you know how we do it over here. We listen to the presser, we dive deep into it, you know what I'm saying, and get it going. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what we are here for. Definitely for you guys to get involved, get active, get moving, grooving, all that good stuff. We are definitely about to get into this live. Okay, so make sure you don't be mean, double tap that screen, and you know what I'm saying, if you have not, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, because we are about to get into this here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Happy Thursday, happy, you know what I'm saying, uh draft day, all that good stuff. Maybe you was like me and couldn't sleep all day. You just was waiting and waiting and waiting until it was draft day, and draft day is finally here. So we finally gonna get into first we're gonna get into Fernando Mendoza's interview and presser after him getting, do 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 right. After all that, he goes and kisses his family. Da, 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 da. Then he goes to a nice quiet room and has a presser with his new organization. So let's listen to Fernando Mendoza as he goes into his presser.
Out of Las Vegas Review Journal. You said to call you weren't sure if until tonight. So did they not tell you along the way in the process, like you're the guy to be ready, and you really had to wait till today? And I guess, where in the process did you feel like this would be a good fit for you?
Well, whatever team was going to select me would be a good fit, but deep down in my heart, I knew the Raiders were most likely going to be the best fit because of the coaching staff. I think it really fits my play style great because all the great teammates on offense and defense, they're stacked because of the great ownership. Whether it's Mr. Davis, Mr. Brady, I mean, what a better situation to walk into. So I think all the stars are aligning here, and I'm just very blessed to be in this position.
Hey, Fernando, congratulations. You mentioned Mr. Brady. I've seen you over the years talk about how much you looked up to him throughout, ever since you started playing football. What does it mean for him to be part of the group that drafted you, and what have your interactions been with him like so far?
It means a ton, and I think it's a huge edge for the football club to be able to have such a source of knowledge, intelligence, and experience all in one, especially as an owner. It's something very rare that you get. So I'm looking forward to diving in, getting all the resource I can from him and learning from him, the great coaches, and the other great players we have on the team.
Hello, Fernando. This is Hondo Carpenter. When you look back at your career through high school to Cal to IU to the Raiders, it's really been a journey of faith, both your personal faith, but also betting on yourself. You could have gotten more money or gone other places, but you chose IU because of the coaching. I'm just curious, how much is faith in you, and not just your spiritual faith, but your faith in trust in you and what you do in your team, part of who you are as a man?
Well, first off, I'm a man of God, and I believe that God has a plan. He's blessed my family, blessed me. I just can't thank him enough. And second of all, I also think that the fortune favors the bold. And that sometimes when you're bold and you bet on yourself, so it'll work out most of the times. And if it doesn't work out, at least you'll be able to at least sleep easy at night 20 years down the road, knowing you did everything possible to accomplish your goals. And that's what I look forward to doing everything possible to accomplishing my goals with this football club and helping any way I can.
Fernando, how you doing? Q Myers, Raider Nation Radio, 920. We know that the journey is just now beginning in the NFL. What is it that you're most excited about, the opportunity that you bring to this team, and just what you want to learn and what you're going to bring when you get boots on the ground?
Well, I'm really excited.
Before he explains that, go ahead and double tap the screen, hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe. Say something in the comment section. Come holler at your boy. as we listen to Fernando Mendoza give his press conference. Let's get back into it. Hit that like button.
Everyone at the Silver and Black organization, Raider Nation, and it's really excited to learn what a great ownership group we have, what a great coaching staff, and what a great players. I mean, this roster is stacked with talent and intelligence. I'm looking forward to diving in, being one of the guys, and helping the team any way possible to win.
Chevy trucks are as dependable as the Chevy people who drive.
You know, Chevy trucks, Chevy trucks, Chevy trucks. Hey, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as we get into this. Hey, he's breaking down, you know, how he's feeling about, you know, being a Raider and how he's going to get involved. You know, Q Myers is definitely asking a good question in regards to that, and we're going to get right back into it.
Go ahead, Levi Edwards.
Okay. Waiting for Levi.
Hey, Fernando, Jesse Merrick here from Silver and Black Sports Network. Congratulations, man. You said you felt like it was a perfect fit with this staff. We've heard that you've been working on installing this offense. I'm just curious with what you know about Kubiak's scheme. Why is it you feel you fit perfectly into this offense?
Well, I've watched a lot of film. I wasn't necessarily installing this offense. I was installing general NFL offense, getting more accustomed to under center play and general West Coast concepts, which does fit under this tree, which now paid off late and taking that risk, talking about fortune favors the bold, rolling the dice on that a little bit. But this scheme, it really allows a quarterback to be a point guard. I believe that my job, there's so many great playmakers, whether it's on the outside, tight end, running back, or offensive line. I just need to get the ball to the playmakers and do my part of the offense and be my 111th. And at that point, I believe this offense allows a quarterback to do that. And with such great coaches, I look forward to immersing myself into it.
Sorry about that. Levi was with Raiders.com. Congratulations. Obviously, when you heard your name called, you know, what were the emotions, what were the feelings that came with that? And what were just some of the people that came to your mind as that moment came and rushed to you?
Well, it was great. I didn't know to celebrate when I got the phone call or heard on the TV, so that was a little bit of a mix up there. But when I first got the call, the emotions, it was before the draft. I was about to burst out with emotion. I told myself, "Hey, hold it in, hold it in. It hasn't even happened yet." So, and then once it happened, I was ecstatic, and I heard my mom, like, "I'm so proud of you," and so that kind of broke me there. And I'm just so happy to have such a great support system and so grateful for and blessed for the opportunity.
Hey, Fernando, I'm just wondering what excites you the most about the city of Las Vegas and getting your boots on the ground here as you become a Raider?
My top 30 visit, I had a fantastic time. I believe that, well, from an outsider's perspective, especially me being and growing up in Miami, Las Vegas, it had a little bit of a different, vibe than I thought. But when I touched down at Las Vegas and I saw what the city was all about, my first time being there, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And this is everything that's lived up to be and even better than that. So I look forward to the city. It looks like everyone's really friendly. There's a lot of great cities outside of the Strip, and the Strip itself, the Strip talks for itself.
Hey, Fernando, Mark Anderson at the AP. You've always been sort of the underdog through your college career, having to prove yourself. How does that help you now, being the number one pick overall, as far as just keeping that mentality?
Well, I believe I'm still the underdog. As although the draft was today, once I got drafted, I'm now a part of the NFL. And I can tell you right now, I am not 1 out of 32, although I was picked today 1 out of 32. I'm not 1 out of 32 quarterbacks at this moment. So I need to work every single day possible because I'm on the bottom of the totem pole. Whatever, everyone wants to rank me. I don't know those specifics, but I'm at the bottom of the totem pole right now. And I got to first earn the respect of my teammates, earn that equity. And I also just I got immersed, and I'm just, ready to do whatever the team needs to help, whatever the team needs and calls me to do to help them win.
Fernando, Chris Matthews here in Las Vegas. Can you hear me?
Hear you loud and clear.
Oh, good. Okay, with the CBS affiliate here, just real quick question, kind of a two-part question. The underdog from high school who might not have continued football, and I read somewhere you were like the 288th recruit in the state of Florida. Then you go on to be the number one pick in the NFL draft. I guess that message to young kids that to never give up, to follow your dreams, to continue to pursue whatever you dream of becoming. And then kind of the second part is that your work ethic, I guess, is unmatched, maybe next to Max Crosby. Talk about that.
Well, I need to prove my work ethic, and I've heard Max Crosby has the best work ethic, and it's second to none. And so I look forward to learning from him and a lot of other leaders and players on the team. However, that underdog mentality is always still there, but it's having unwavering optimism, and the message that my mom gave me that helped unlock the exponential growth is don't put a ceiling over your head. Although they ranked me 288th, or the stat you just said, in Florida, I didn't see myself as that because I didn't see myself as a ranking. I just saw me as me and try to work on myself every single day as I look forward. Once I got, hey, Coach Kubiak, Coach Janoko, and Coach Sullivan say, hey, you got to work on whatever. Max Crosby, whatever he says, hey, you got to work on this. I'm all for it. So, be awesome.
You guys, we gonna keep going, but I want you guys to know, hey, we gonna put your questions and comments down. I'm gonna go through those as soon as this one's over, and then we're gonna go to Spytek. So stay tuned, hang with us. Double tap that screen if you have not, and go ahead and subscribe over here to Raider Twuan and the congregation.
Fernando, congratulations. I just want to, the Raiders are one of the most historic franchises in the NFL. What does it mean to be wearing this shield right now? And what was it like putting that hat on your head?
It means everything. The legacy that the Raiders has here, I mean, it's a cornerstone franchise of the NFL. And just researching all the history, I got to meet Jim Plunkett at the Heisman ceremony. Another Latino QB. Was awesome to connect with him. Look forward to connecting with more of the history. I wore number 15 in college, so if I get the opportunity to wear number 15 in the Raiders, that'd be fantastic. But I don't know if I've earned that yet because of the legendary Tom Flores, who also played quarterback and evidently was just a Raiders icon. So I have a lot of earning and proving to do, but I look forward to diving more into the Raiders history, whether it's having the commitments to excellence, whether it's honoring the silver and black and Raider Nation. I'm excited to dive headfirst into it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Fernando, Sam Warren with Athletic. Congratulations. You mentioned the players that are going to be surrounding you with the Raiders. They spent a ton in free agency this past March. What's it like, being the number one pick, but going into a situation where the team has already invested so much to be around you and kind of help you start your NFL career?
Okay. There we go. Here we go.
I mean, I think it's investing in the entire team, everybody on the team, whether it's the offensive line position, quarterback position, defense. It just shows a commitment to excellence that the Raiders have. And so I'm ecstatic to be a part of it and to play a small part in it.
Hey, Fernando, Paul Gutierrez here again from the Raiders. How important was it for you to stay home to celebrate this with your family? And also, is there really a matanza going on in your backyard right now?
Oh, excuse me, please say that again.
Paul Gutierrez here from the Raiders again.
No, so I heard the question. The matanza going on?
The matanza. You guys cooking a pig in the backyard? Is that?
Oh, yeah. It meant a lot. Although, to be quite honest, I love Pittsburgh and would love to be there. I want to be a great rep of the NFL. I mean, the Raiders are number one for me. And it's really easy for my mom to go here to Las Vegas tomorrow. And so that was number one. I wanted it there. I be honest, I chose the Raiders over Pittsburgh or whatever team I was going. I mean, at this point, I chose the Raiders over Pittsburgh because I wanted my mom to be there. It'd be hard for her to take two trips like that really back to back.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main reasons. And And then, yeah, they are doing a pig in the backyard, so everyone's eating it right now. So hopefully they'll leave some for me. But if not, I'll still get something in my system.
Hi, Fernando. Brandy Flotis, Raider Nation, Raider 920. Congratulations. You made history becoming the first Cuban-American quarterback to be drafted first overall. Your family, being a Latino, is super important to you. I don't know if you know this, but Raider Nation has a lot of Latino fans. How excited are you to connect with them and to continue to, put your culture forward as you make your ways in the NFL?
Culture is everything, and I believe that it makes the person who they are and how they were raised. And Latinos like to do it big, and that's what we did at the party. A lot of family, a lot of hugs. So, and I know the Raiders have, if not the most, they definitely have the most Hispanic following. So, or if they don't have the most, it's definitely in the top 2 or 3. So I look forward to immersing myself in that community, giving back any way I can. And yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Fernando, Sean Zattel, Vegas Sports Today. What would you say is the best attribute that you're bringing to the Raiders?
I would say the best attribute I'm bringing to the Raiders is resilience. Still need to earn it every single day and prove that I can play at this level, at a high level. But the resilience, whether it's bad practice, and be able to take that bump and falling down, using that bump as an accelerator to then learn from it, improve. And so every step along the way, I pride myself on exponential growth every single year. I've done it through all my college years, so look forward to keeping that trend up. And that trend is met by hard work, discipline, and unwavering optimism.
Congratulations, Fernando. We're excited to have you in Las Vegas. Seeing you hug your mom was so special, and your guys' relationship is awesome to see. Can you take me back to a memory you have and a conversation you had when you thought this dream would be possible with your mom?
Yeah, the dream of playing in the NFL, we thought was going to be possible, especially at the end of the college football playoff. And at that point, we were ecstatic. However, we wanted to focus on the task at hand. Then after the college football playoff, we were there home in Miami, and kind of realized, especially this week, like, wow, I'm about to play on an NFL team. So that opportunity, it's great. And it's very surreal, very surreal. It hasn't sunk in yet. And I don't know if it'll sink in the next couple of days, but whenever it'll sink in, they'll not change. I'm ready to get to work.
Okay, last one's going to be Myra.
Thank you. Hola.
I did.
Oh, hola Fernando, ¿qué tal? Mayra Gómez de los Raiders en español. Muchas felicidades y bienvenido a Las Vegas Raiders. Familia, la familia significa todo para ti, para los latinos, para los Raiders. Me gustaría saber cómo te identificas tú con la familia de los Raiders y por supuesto que nos platiques un poco de lo que ha sido estas últimas 24 horas y qué es la parte favorita del puerco, porque esa caja china se veía deliciosa.
Gracias, Mrs. Gómez. Buena conocerte. Todos mis abuelos son de Cuba. Los 3 de Habana, uno de Santiago, y todos gustan las cajas chinas. Y I'm sorry, I love the rib. I love the rib, and that's my favorite part. But there's a big debate with the rib or the cheekbone. But all with that, I just can't thank my family enough. I'm really just excited to be immersed in the Raiders Hispanic community, whether it's hopefully doing interviews in Spanish, or if it's just being a part and giving back and just being the best player I can do, become the best serve the team and best serve my teammates and just best serve the organization. I'm ready to rock and roll with it and look forward to talking to you, and thank you again.
Muchas gracias. Disfruta.
All right, that's it. Thank you so much, Fernando. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, there goes Fernando Mendoza giving the interview. You know what I'm saying? Press conference for, him coming to the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I got to fix the bifocals and see what y'all got in the chat. Salute to everybody. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Salute. Hunter Ellis, I see you in the building. Yes, sir. J Dog, I see you. Raider Nation 510, you know what I'm saying? I see you. Blessings. Hey, I'm scrolling up. Daniel Berry highlighting sports is in the building. Good to see you. Yeah, hey, I'm using my phone, so it might be a little, you know what I'm saying? It might be a little but we gotta make it do what it do tonight. You know what I'm saying? We on the late night tip. J Dog said next pick DT. Oh, I can show it on the stage. Okay. Next pick DT, Lee Hunter or Edge. Zion Young, okay? Then hope we can get Surratt or Fields. Hey, I mean that's the plan, you know what I'm saying? You might have to go ahead and send that to you know what I'm saying, send that to Spytek and see if he can work that out. I think he's already been talking to his talking to his folks and trying to game plan that. There is some people that are on the board right now as we speak, like Denzel Boston. McDonald is still on the board. There's a lot of good talent right there on the board. And that was something that I said going into this draft, that when we got to the second round, there's going to be some players still there that are really good that I feel like we need to trade back up into either the second or the third to get some of this value. Like the names that you said, those are pillars. You know what I'm saying? Those are not just rotational guys. Those are guys that are starter caliber coming out of the draft. So and they're coming out of the second round. So yeah, I've said that, a few lies. If you guys have been following me, I've been saying the second and third round, Spytek needs to make sure he hits a few times in there more than what we have. Okay? We do have a second, we do have a third, but I think we need to double dip at least twice in the second or in the third to get this value, okay? If Fields has more skills, he'd be worth the 36. Got the size, but not impressed. Hey, that's why, J Dog, that's why, he's gonna drop. Fields might not go into the fourth or fifth round. Raider Nation 510 says second coming of of Jim Plunkett and Ken Stabler goes to the post. Okay. Some have, feel very high on Mendoza, and that's good. That's good. McNeil McWarren, Rare Nation 510 said McNeil McWarren, Lee Hunter, Chase Pasantis, yeah. All that's available right now. That's all on the table, and Spytek is gonna have to make his choice on how he wants to pull from that, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I would like to have at least two of those guys, right? Rosetown is in the building. Salute to you, man. Thanks for coming in. We just finished listening to Mendoza. You know what I'm saying? Rosetown always comes in with the brown crackers, you know what I'm saying? Blessing the channel with the brown crackers, you feel me? Appreciate you, Rosetown. We just finished listening to Mendoza, and now we're going to get into John Spytek. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to put your questions and comments down. Because we will be doing that in between time. You know what I'm saying? In meantime. So yeah, please do that. I'm gonna give you guys a little minute to you know what I'm saying, get your questions in now and after John Spytek. And then we're gonna wrap it up, you know what I'm saying? Like that thing we use. You feel me? If you know, you know. All right. John Spytek is now at the podium.
Yeah, just a great person, you know, raised the right way, great family.
Let's back it up, you know what I'm saying? Back it up like we used to do in the club.
What did you learn about the name that we use this as that person? Yeah, it's just a great person, you know, raised the right way, great family. He's about the right things. It's about his team. It's about winning. It's about doing the right thing, being accountable to the whole organization. It's very little to do with all the accolades he got after they won all those games. And he's really smart. He works really hard. This means a lot to him. And yeah, I don't think that being the first overall pick and winning the Heisman and all the things that he's gotten will change him. I think that it'll actually make him work harder to prove that he's worth all that and then earn even more.
You look at everything. I'm just curious. You look at everything. He could have gotten more money, gone to schools that maybe had a bigger tradition than Indiana, but chose it because of Cignetti's tough coaching. How much did that stick out to you?
I mean, as part of it, Hondo, like everything we do. You know, I just saw a kid that was hungry and willing to bet on himself and wanted a great opportunity to compete against the best. I think the Big Ten's the best conference in football right now. And he showed exactly that he was that.
Also the best conference in basketball.
It is, yeah. Go Blue.
Everybody in the world thought when you guys went to the championship game, the decision was already made because this process was done. When was it done for you?
It was certainly not done in Miami that night, but it was great to be there and great to see him play like that. When was it really done? You know, it started to feel better and better when we met him in person. I'm a big believer in the interactions. You only get so many opportunities in front of them. They're not as long as you want, but I think you can tell a lot about a person in those interactions. And he was just always authentically himself. He was endearing. You could see the driven, almost the maniacal driven part of it that makes a great QB. So Adam, I don't necessarily have like a final when it was decided, but it wasn't today.
Knowing him as you do now, how do you think he'll respond to playing with Kirk and learning Kirk? Like, he's a sponge. What kind of kid is he comparative now, like learning from a veteran like that?
You know, my experiences with him are just that he's just so hungry for anything football that anybody's around that he can draw something from or learn something from that person. He's into it. And, you know, there's a humility to him that I really respect too. I think that can maybe be a little bit underrated in our profession, especially with the players. But there's a humility and a self-awareness to him that he knows that this is a really big jump. And we're going to support him organizationally the best that we can. And he knows that those guys in that room, Kirk and Aiden, have played a lot of good football in this league. And I'm sure that he'll learn a lot from them. And he knows that.
In the Pro Combine, he said that during his interview with you guys, you sat him down and you went over a few plays with him. Just with that process, you know, what were some things that really stood out to you in terms of his processing and some things that really, you know, kind of impressed you about him?
Well, first of all, his recall was incredible. You could just put the play up there and it would be from week 2. And before you even push play, he knew what it was. He could talk you through it. You know, they weren't all sunshine and rainbow plays either. There were some of them where he screwed up. Oh yeah, you know, I should have made this read. And there was an honesty and a self-awareness to it, but also just it was like that, and he had it. And I've been a part of a few other quarterback interviews like that before, but not very many.
John, just from Mendoza's skill set standpoint, how does that fit what you guys are trying to do offensively here in Las Vegas?
It's a great scheme fit for us. He's big. He can see downfield. He can see over the middle of the field. Can throw those balls. He's athletic. So all the boots and the keepers that we like to run, he'll do well with. He has a good arm. He can throw the ball all over the field wherever it needs to be, and he's extremely accurate, which whatever system you play in as a quarterback is important. So, it's another exciting piece to why he's here.
When you said you watched all of Kirk's games in Minnesota, how much does his work ethic impress you during the process?
Well, I think that's more of a testament probably to just that he's a football junkie, which I think is awesome. He told us that Sundays he's watching football with his teammates, his own line. There's a lot of players actually probably would astound you that actually don't watch a lot of football, but I've kind of found that the best ones are always watching football. And so the fact that he went back and watched all Kirk's games, I think is cool and doesn't entirely surprise me either.
John, you said at the combine, you're always listening on anything. And then the other day you said teams know where they stand when they call, maybe shutting down some of the phone calls. How many calls did you take, and was there ever any real discussions about potentially moving out?
We had a few calls. The answer was no. And no isn't a complete sentence.
John, as you look at how the draft board fell out, there's still so much talent there, but did it fall the way you did, or can you just kind of give me your quick assessment, just what you saw looking ahead to tomorrow, please?
Hey, go ahead and double tap that screen. You know what I'm saying? We about to get back into this John Spytek. Come on, don't be mean tonight. Go ahead or today, however you want to play, go ahead and double tap that screen.
It felt pretty along the lines of what we thought. There's always the surprises, or maybe there's teams that need something that we don't need, so they would value them a little bit more than maybe we would. I think we expected there to be a big run on offensive linemen, and there was. And, we're still in a good spot. We're going to go up here and meet a little bit and check out, the strategy for 36 tomorrow, but our board is still in a good spot.
Did anything come up tonight where you looked into trading into the back end of the first round?
We had a few discussions late there, and just nothing materialized.
John, when you completed your evaluation of Fernando, did you ultimately draw any comparisons to anybody once you finished evaluating him?
Not really. I'm not a big comparison guy. I tell my kids all the time, the comparisons are thieves of joy. So I don't do that.
What are you looking forward to most about seeing his personality in the locker room to see how he becomes a leader to this team?
Well, I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. I just think he'll be like he always is, and I think when he gets here tomorrow, I'll get a chance to sit in front of him, probably some of you for the first time, and get to see it. But I would just encourage him to be himself. That's plenty good enough.
All right, hey, John Spytek is talking about some of the movement. He was talking about, he could have went back up into the first round. He could have went, he could have did some things, but nothing materialized. So there was possibilities of him moving up in the first, where there was talks about him moving up into the first. There are some guys that possibly he looked at even in the first, but I think he's confident where he's at. He might even move up in the second. It just depends on, how things play out tomorrow. But we'll continue to listen to John Spytek.
Like you were saying, how does that change when you come to a football field?
I think in any locker room, they say locker room I've been in, I think what you're always looking for is people to just be who they are. Locker rooms are interesting places. There's people from all over the world, different demographics, races, ages, etc., especially in an NFL locker room. But the guys that have success, the greatest teammates that I've been around or witnessed on teams, they have a maniacal work ethic and drive to them, but it is authentically who they are. They're not trying to fool anybody. They're not trying to be anybody that they're not. And that's been my experience with Fernando too. That's who he is.
John, you brought in Tyler to help with the offensive line, Clint, Janoko, Rick Dennison. How well do you think you've set Mendoza up for success?
Well, I guess we'll find out coming up, but we Did we do those things just for the quarterback? It would have been premature to do that necessarily. What we really tried to do was solidify a part of the football field and the football team that I think is vitally important to success. And that's what the signing of Tyler Linderbaum was about. That's what Spencer Burford was about. And to have a coach like Rick Dennison, Andrew, and Clint, who have been successful in running the football and protecting the quarterback pretty much everywhere they've been, trying to put all those things together and then have the opportunity to get a quarterback. Hopefully it sets it up the right way. That's what we were shooting for, the totality of it.
Seems like Clint's kind of tried to stay tight-lipped about what he thought about Fernando and how excited he would be to work with him. What was just his reaction, and how does he see him fitting into his offense?
He's super excited to work with him. I think any coach is excited to work with a big, athletic, talented thrower that is extremely smart and
situations and just scenarios when you were watching it. Just the moment was never too big for him. And whether it was the fourth downs in the national championship games, the throw down the field in the Big Ten championship to really kind of solidify it. It didn't really matter what he had done before that. He doesn't have the personality or really the thought, I don't think, to get caught up. He's just always kind of in the moment. And he's trying to execute that play it's required for him to win the game. And the fact that he's big and there's a fearlessness to him in those moments because he's prepared and he's, I think, convicted in what that play call is about. And he's put in a lot of work to know that those plays are coming in those situations. So I think the level of preparation for him and his ability and the belief in himself to execute and not the moment be too big for him really stood out. And it stood out again and again throughout the course of the season.
Fernando said that he was looking forward to diving into the history of the Raiders. One of names like Jim Plunkett, Tom Flores. What's it like to have a guy that's interested in being buying into kind of the history of the team and wants to carve out like his own chapter in this franchise?
I think that's really cool, and I think it's who he is. Especially with an organization like the Raiders that is so rich with history and great players. And I know Mr. Davis appreciates that too. Those of you that have been up in kind of the scouting wing up here, you can see all the Hall of Fame posters that are up and the great Raiders that have played. And when we walked him through that, he stopped and looked at all of them. And it's not because he should do it. It's because he truly is interested in it. And I think when you come to organizations like this that have those players and that rich history, it should mean a little more to be here and to have the great fortune to be a Raider. And I don't think that's lost on him.
More potential offers on backs sitting up to the draft.
No.
What do you think tomorrow, John? I forgot to ask you this though. Because it hadn't happened. What are you expecting tomorrow? And again, it's just kind of let the draft come to you. Do you see some moves happen? What do you think from your perspective?
To me, it's always let it come to us. And any call we get or option we have has potential value. And there's a great team around me that will put our heads together and we'll decide if it makes sense to 36 to stick and pick tomorrow, or if it makes sense to move up if we want to get one of those guys, or if to move back. So I kind of go into them with no expectations, but a level of preparation to be able to handle any scenario that might be thrown at us.
Just what do you think about pairing Fernando with two guys alongside him on offense, and Ashton and Brock, all three of them so young, with so much upside? How do you feel about that foundation, moving forward?
I'm excited about it. They're talented. They're good football players. They're good humans. They're good teammates, and they're young. I love that. And so, my vision would be that all three of those guys are here for a long time.
Question off of your evaluation, Ashley. Fernando, you have more than 30 starts in college, just in your years as a scout draft evaluator. How confident are you within quarterbacks that have more playing experience when you're trying to evaluate their tape versus guys that haven't played as much? Did that lead to draft Fernando as well?
It's a big help. I mean, the more you can see a guy do anything, kick a football, catch a football, throw a football, it's helpful. We all know it's a hard position to play, and so the more time on task, the better, especially in playing against really good competition like Fernando has. But just because a guy hasn't played it or started a ton in college, I mean, there are always examples of those guys that succeed as well. But we only had to worry about the guy that we have right now, and he's played a lot of football, a lot of good football. All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, John Spytek gets up there and, does what he does. I personally, I'm just going to tell you right now, I like John Spytek. I like his approach. I like what he's done thus far. The free agency, etc. Just his demeanor. Certain things he says, I'm starting to really pick up how he is. Like right now, like you guys, Spytek is fairly new. This is his second go around in regards to the draft. But we're still trying to fill out, what is he like? What tendency does he go for? If you went to go watch my live and where I talked about the guys, the mock draft, the mock draft live, I talked about certain things that I've noticed that Spytek starts to look at. I'm starting to pick up his tendencies, and you guys will eventually pick up his tendencies as we go along. But I'm really liking Spytek, and the moves that he's done and made for the Raiders, and his just demeanor in regards to approaching how to build out this roster, because we know. We can take our Raider cap off and realize that this team has some holes, and it's going to be really up to John Spytek to do the best he can. To address those holes, and that's making deals, that's trading up in the draft and trading back in the draft and doing all of that just to get the players that we need. So shout out to Spytek for a good day one, and we'll see what he does day two. You guys stay tuned for that. I will be going live for day two. So definitely you can come right over here, hit that like button, say something in the comment section. I'll definitely be reading your guys' comments like I'm about to do right now. But yeah, get it active, get it moving. And you guys listening, please make sure you subscribe and don't be mean. Go ahead and double tap your phone screen. All right, go ahead and double tap that phone screen. Rosetown said, I want Boston, McDonald, or Warren at 36. Yes, sir. Hey, look, those are all good quality guys. And like I said, when I was looking at the draft and when I was doing the homework on the draft, I just saw a whole lot of people in that second and third round that I'm like, we got to pull the trigger on these guys. So hopefully Spytek is seeing what I'm seeing. Raider Nation 510 is giving me some names. Yes, I know these names. Ted Hurst, Malachi Fields, Zach Wheatley, Jeremiah Trotter. Yes, Jeremiah Trotter is a legacy player. Yes, his dad played in the league. Sicario Davis, good corner. Okay, Dominic Zaveda, that's the kicker. That might be a 7th round, or we might be able to pull him in UDFA. Nick Singleton, I think he's the running back. I'm just thinking on the top of my head. Xavier Harris is also a good name. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. You know what I'm saying? That's why, if you've been around me a lot, I say around this time, this is where Spytek goes and gets the groceries. You know what I'm saying? Because we need some groceries in order for us to eat. You know what I'm saying? And definitely the Raiders gotta eat. if you can understand what I'm putting down. Salute to everybody. Make sure you guys double tap that screen. I'm having a good time, even though it is this late. And I appreciate you guys coming in. If you guys got any questions or comments, definitely put them down in the comment section. If not, just double tap that screen and make sure you subscribe, because it's free. You feel me? You feel me? I'm gonna give you guys a couple more minutes to couple more seconds to put your questions down. If not, you know, your boy needs some sleep. You feel me? If you watched the NFL draft, let me know what you liked about it. You know, last time I did that, someone was like, "I like the way you look." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, thank you, but you know, I do, you know, I have some connections." I'll say it like that. I have some connections, but respectfully, thank you for the compliment. Hi, Shirley. Shout out to Shirley. If you know, you know. You feel me? Shout out to Shirley. Yes, sir. Oh, I could do some fun stuff. Okay, let's do some fun stuff. Let's do some fun stuff. All right, hey, you guys, we about to wrap this thing up. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and put my bifocals back on. But appreciate you guys coming in. Make sure you guys double tap that screen. Here at Raider Twuan, we are advocates for being an organ donor. So please be an organ donor. It's always down in the description of all my videos and all my lives. Okay, so if you look down in the description section, you'll see the link on how to be an organ donor. So please, 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 please consider to be an organ donor. Okay. Hey, remember, make sure you hit that like button. Why?
Fucking Stizan. Twuan, hey Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
Go ahead and hit that like button. And you know what I'm saying? Since I'm feeling a little Fernando Mendoza-ish, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and do this one.
Vamos Raiders. Go Raiders.
You know what I'm saying? Vamos Raiders. You feel me? Let's go Raiders. All right. Hey, and remember, you're a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. And let's go Raiders.
What up, low?
Today is the day when our heroes of the past become our legends of the future. Time never really stops for the great ones. We wrap them in a cloak of immortality and remember what great people they were. We recognize you, Virginia Man, his sons Mike and Joey. They were a football family, so that John can pursue his dreams. Tonight is Dancing on the Road, and a tribute to John Madden and Al Davis. We declare that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madden family.
Hey, Raider Twuan here. You must watch one of my videos or lives. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and it's right there. Or if you want to watch one of my videos, watch it right there. And let's go, Raiders.